So I need you to look at pattern A or pattern B and determine within that pattern which shape covered more of the plane, the blue rhombuses, the red trapezoids, or the green triangles, and then explain how you know. And explain how you know is the important part. So when I looked at these shapes, I wanted to make sure that they were the same. And so what I did was I took a piece of paper and I traced pattern B. And then I laid it on top of pattern A just to make sure that they were. And when I took pattern B and put it on top of pattern A, sure enough, exactly the same size. So I started and I began to count the triangles. And I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I thought that this was going to take me a long time. And I remembered a problem-solving strategy that I did when I was in elementary school, which was when I was given a pattern, if I looked within that pattern and saw if there were repeated patterns, in other words, like solving a simple problem. And so when I looked at this, I saw that within the pattern, there was a hexagon right here, and then another right here. So this main pattern was made up of smaller patterns. And within the smaller pattern, each of these is exactly the same. So that would make it a lot easier. It'd be quicker. If I find out what one is, then I can use however many of that there are to get the other. So the first question is, what's inside the hexagon? What shapes make up this hexagon? Now you can look at your either A or B, depending on which pattern you did, and figure out what's inside that hexagon. So within my hexagon, I noticed that there were 1, 2, 3 red trapezoids, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green triangles, and 1, 2, 3, 4 blue rhombuses. So that's what's in one hexagon. And if you look here at B, that's also what's in there, the 3, the 7, and the 4. So I know what's in one hexagon, but the question is, which shape covers more of the plane? So now I need to look at my figure, and I know that in this one hexagon there are 7 triangles and 4 rhombuses and 3 trapezoids, but that doesn't tell me which one covers more. Because if I do that, there are more greens, but green is so little, is that more? So what I'm going to ask you to do now is to look at a triangle and compare it to a rhombus. So a triangle and a rhombus. Well, the rhombus is bigger. And I notice that if I take my pen and I cut this in half, that a rhombus is actually 2 triangles. So how many triangles can I make out of these blue rhombuses? So if I cut each of my rhombuses in half, that means that I'm going to have 4 rhombuses, but each is 2 triangles. So the 4 rhombuses are actually 8 triangles. So if I'm comparing triangles and triangles made out of rhombuses, which one takes up more space? It's going to be the rhombuses, because there are 8 little triangles in the 4 rhombuses and 7 triangles just by themselves. All right, and then if I take my pen again and I draw a line right here, I see that right here I've created a trapezoid rather. And in that trapezoid, I have 1, 2, 3 triangles. So my next question to you is, within the triangles, how many, within the trapezoids rather, how many triangles. So in a trapezoid, I have 3 triangles, I have 3 trapezoids, which means that I have a total of 9 triangles. So in the original hexagon, how many, in terms of triangles, which means that we're just thinking triangles, how many little green triangles are there? How many little triangles that are blue are there? And how many little triangles that are red are there? So which color is more predominant on the plane? Is it going to be red? Is it going to be blue? Or is it going to be green? And how do you know? And you should have chosen the red because within each hexagon, there are 9 red triangles, 3 in each trapezoid. And then there are 8 in all, which gives us a total of 72 red triangles versus 56 green or 64 blue.